The clothes include the main part, the collar and sleeves. Among them, the main body is divided into 4 sections, all of which are crocheted back and forth by picking up the front loops. After completing the main part, both sides need to be sewn together. Below, please watch my demonstration. First, crochet the first section of the main part. Start with the number of chain stitches corresponding to the chart. Here, I've already crocheted it. The sample swatch is only for demonstrating the method. The stitch count is not for reference. Refer to the chart. Crochet the first row. From the second last stitch, 1 stitch corresponds to crocheting 1 single crochet. This way, the first row is completed. Now move on to the second row. Start with 2 chain stitches as turning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. These 2 chain stitches count as 1/2 double crochet. This corresponds to the last single crochet from the previous row. For the main part of the clothes, each row involves crocheting into the front loop only. That means picking up the strand closest to you. Match the stitch pattern and stitch count according to the chart. Crochet all the way around to complete this row. This way, the second row is finished. Now move on to the third row. Make 1 chain stitch as your turning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. This row involves crocheting single crochets evenly into the front loops only. Pay attention. The turning chain for the single crochet does not count as a stitch. Then, pick up the front loop of the last half double crochet stitch in the previous row, and start working single crochets. When you reach the last stitch, remember not to skip the 2 turning chains from the previous row. Insert the hook under both strands of the chain stitch like this. Crochet 1 single crochet. Row 3 is now complete. Move on to row 4. Start with 2 chain stitches as the turning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. Insert the hook into the front loops. Follow the chart to finish this row. After completing row 4, I'll show you how to count rows using a small sample. Odd-numbered rows display the right side texture of single crochets. They appear as individual, cross-stitched single crochets. Even-numbered rows show the texture of the wrong side. There is a horizontal line across the top. These very regular horizontal stripes are the half-stitch textures left from each row. When counting rows, ignore them. Just count the rows by alternating between the front and back sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the method for counting rows when crocheting back and forth. Next, we will crochet row 5. First, follow the chart to work 55 single crochets. After completing the single crochets, leave the remaining stitches unworked. Then move on directly to row 6. Make 1 turning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. The chart shows K, X, *2. That means skip the first single crochet of the previous row, and make 1 single crochet in the second single crochet. Then skip the next stitch, and make 1 single crochet in the fourth single crochet. This completes the stitch pattern in the parentheses. Next, continue following the stitch pattern in the chart, and finish crocheting the remaining stitches. This completes row 5. Ignore the unused part on the right side. For rows 7 to 16 of the first section, refer to the demonstration we just went through, and complete it. You can count the rows and stitches as you crochet. Don't miss any stitches. Look! The first section of the sample swatch is now done. After completing it, secure it with a chain stitch. Stretch the loop and cut the yarn. This part is the left front piece of the clothes. Now I'll demonstrate row 1 of the second section. According to the chart, join the yarn at stitch 60 in row 4 of the first section. That's this unused portion here. Count from right to left until you reach stitch 55. The quantity in this sample swatch isn't for reference. Flip the fabric to the other side. Insert your hook into the front loop of this stitch. Draw the yarn through. Make 1 chain stitch for the turning chain. Note that the single crochet turning chains do not count as a stitch. Follow the stitch count in the chart to complete this row. Remember to press down the cast-on yarn tail. After completing row 1, tighten and cut off the cast-on yarn tail. For rows 2 to 7, the crocheting method has been demonstrated before. Just finish them. After completing row 7, continue with row 8. First, follow the chart to complete the half double crochets and single crochets. Once done, crochet 60 chain stitches. That completes row 8. Next, work on row 9. From the second last stitch, pick up the top half loop of the chains. Crochet 1 single crochet for each corresponding stitch. There should be a total of 59 single crochets. That way, the stitches for the chains is complete. Continue picking up the front loops, and work toward the left side to finish the remaining 55 stitches. That completes row 9. For rows 10 through 12, follow the chart to complete them. Now you see, this is what the second section of the sample looks like after it's done. The second section is the back piece of the clothes. Next, we'll work on the third section. First, locate the chain stitch position from row 8 of the second section. Right here. Join the yarn at the last chain stitch. Draw the yarn through. Make 1 turning chain. Continue crocheting according to the chart. The third section has a total of 4 rows. The stitch techniques have all been demonstrated before. Just complete it. Everyone, take a look. This is what the third section of the sample looks like after it's completed. This section is the right front piece of the clothes. Finally, we move on to the fourth section of the main part. This section involves crocheting the sides of the clothes. First, fold the clothes like this. Take a look. The position where the neckline crosses is the right side of the clothes. This area here is the left and right sides of the clothes. These two pieces, top and bottom, are the front and back pieces of the clothes. We'll start with the left front piece. Pay attention, everyone. The left and right here refer to the doll's own left and right sides. That is, this edge. Starting from the first stitch on the right side. Pass the hook through the remaining 2 strands of the chain stitch. Pull the yarn through. First, make 1 chain as your turning chain. Then, work 45 single crochets towards the left. Press down the starting tail of the yarn. After completing, secure with 1 chain stitch. Enlarge the loop. Leave a tail of about 25 centimeters. Cut the yarn. Then move on to the left back piece's side edge. Continue folding the clothes like this. Flip it to the wrong side. Count 45 stitches from the left side towards the right. Insert the hook. Crochet all the 45 stitches. As you approach the last few stitches, press down the yarn tail on this side. After completing, secure with 1 chain stitch. Enlarge the loop and cut the yarn directly. Use a sewing needle to hide the yarn tail inside the fabric piece. Then insert the sewing needle into the long yarn tail that was reserved earlier. Sew the front and back pieces together, matching each stitch on the side edges one by one. Sew approximately 18 single crochets. After sewing, tie off and weave in the ends. Finally, cut off any excess yarn tails. This completes the left side seam of the clothes. Next, work on the right side seam. Start from the front piece. Flip up the right front piece. Insert the hook into the front loop of the first stitch. Make one chain as your turning chain. Then, work 45 single crochets by picking up the front loops moving toward the left side. After completing, make one chain stitch to secure. Leave a tail of about 25 centimeters and cut the yarn. Below, continue with the right back piece. Count 45 stitches from left to right. Remember that the turning chain on the left counts as one stitch, don't miss it. Similarly, pick up the front loops and crochet. Work 45 single crochets from right to left. After finishing, make one chain stitch to secure. Weave in the ends. Finally, use the same sewing method as for the left side edge. Sew these two sides together. Hide all remaining yarn tails inside the fabric piece. This completes the main part of the clothes. Next, I'll demonstrate the collar section. The collar is crocheted back and forth by picking up stitches from the top of the main part. Start from this side. Insert the hook into the first single crochet stitch. Chain 1 to begin. Then, make 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Pick up 9 single crochets along the front piece side edge. No specific requirement for the position, just make sure they're evenly spaced. Similarly, crochet 9 stitches on the back piece side. After completing, continue to pick up 16 single crochets evenly along the left side. The collar will have a total of 34 single crochets. This completes the first row. Now move on to the second row. Chain 1 to begin. Turn the fabric counterclockwise. Crochet 15 single crochets first. Reach the shoulder position. Skip 1 single crochet and don't work it. Continue with 8 single crochets. Arrive at the other shoulder position. Similarly, skip 1 stitch and don't work it. Finish the remaining 9 stitches. Secure with 1 chain stitch. Break the yarn. Weave in the yarn tails. This completes the collar section. Next, we'll work on the sleeves. At the openings left on both sides of the main part, pick up stitches and crochet in rounds. The new stitch technique used is TV, half double crochet increase. Please watch me demonstrate. Start from the position slightly to the left of the center under the arm. Pull the yarn through. Make one chain as your turning chain. Then, work one single crochet into the chain space. Next, make one single crochet in this hole on the left side. Then, work 24 single crochets, one stitch for each corresponding stitch. After completing that, work one single crochet in this hole on the left side again. Finally, make one more single crochet. Join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Now, move on to the second round. For this round, pick only the back loops and crochet, that is, the strand of yarn farther from you. Just follow the chart to complete this round. Next, move on to the third round. This round consists entirely of working single crochets evenly. Note that for this round, you will pick up both loops from the previous round's single crochets and crochet as usual. After completing the third round, proceed to the fourth round. This round is also worked by picking only the back loops. Here, the stitch techniques in the square brackets indicate that they are worked in the same stitch. Start with 2 chain stitches as the turning chain. The turning chain counts as 1/2 double crochet. Then, in the back loop of the first single crochet on the left side, work 1/2 double crochet. These 2 stitches count as 1/2 double crochet increase. Next is the TV half double crochet increase, which means working 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. One half double crochet increase is now complete. After that, continue following the chart to finish this round. This completes the fourth round. For the 5th to the 17th rounds, the stitch techniques have all been demonstrated before. Just follow the chart to complete them. Pay attention not to randomly adjust the position of the increases. The crochet methods for both sleeves are exactly the same. After completing the first sleeve, follow the chart to finish the second sleeve as well. I will not repeat the demonstration. Next, I'll demonstrate the method for making the kasaya. The kasaya is divided into 3 parts: the main part, the edging, and the decoration. The main part starts with a foundation chain. Work back and forth, picking up the front loops and crocheting upward. For the edging part, crochet in rounds around the main part. Add stitches at the 4 corners. Once completed, proceed to make the decorations. Now, please watch as I demonstrate. First, Create the required number of chain stitches. Refer to the chart for the exact stitch count. The sample swatch is only for demonstrating the stitch techniques. The number of stitches and rows are not for reference. Refer to the chart for accuracy. After completing the turning chain, start crocheting the first row next. Pick up the half loop above the second chain from the hook with the crochet hook. Work one single crochet into each stitch. Finish crocheting this row. Then move on to the second row. Start with one chain stitch as the turning chain. Turn the fabric piece counterclockwise. Use the crochet hook to pick up the front loop, that is, the yarn closest to you. Work single crochets evenly into each stitch. Complete this row. For rows 3 to 60 in the chart, continue picking up the front loops and work back and forth. After completing the last stitch, do not fasten off the yarn. Continue with crocheting the edging part. Just finish it as described. Here I'll continue using the small sample. Let me demonstrate how to edging. Start with one chain as your turning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. The turning chain for single crochet doesn't count as one stitch. Begin with the first single crochet on the left side of the chain. Pay attention, since this row is for the edging part. You need to pick up both loops of the stitch and work into them. After completing the single crochet, make a single crochet increase for the last stitch. This stitch is for the corner position. Then continue with the side edge. For each row, pick up one stitch and work a single crochet. You need to crochet 59 single crochets in total. The last stitch should be a single crochet increase. Then rotate the piece. Here, pick up the two remaining strands from this row of chain stitches and work single crochets. Press the starting yarn tail. Finally, make a single crochet increase in this chain loop. Continue rotating the piece. Crochet the other side edge. The last stitch should be a single crochet increase. Join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. The first round is now complete. Next, crochet the second round. Start with 2 chain stitches as the turning chain. The turning chain counts as 1/2 double crochet, then work half double crochets into the adjacent stitches. There are 4 single crochet increase positions at the corners. Each corner should be worked with 2 half double crochet increase stitches correspondingly. Everyone follow the chart to complete this round. After finishing the last stitch, join it with the turning chain using a slip stitch. Chain 1 to secure. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends. That concludes the crocheted section of the Kasaya. Next, I'll demonstrate the decoration part. Let's take a look at the finished product. Start by outlining the pattern with gold thread. All of them are worked back and forth in an S shape with slip stitches. There are 4 rows of single crochets between each stripe. Then, glue flat bottom beads on the right side for decoration. For the detailed making method, please refer to my demonstration. Take 1 strand of gold yarn. Start from the first round of edging and crochet a row of slip stitches. After finishing, rotate the piece. On the side position, crochet 1 slip stitch corresponding to each stitch. You need to crochet 4 slip stitches in total. Rotate the piece again and continue horizontally. Crochet a row of slip stitches. After completing it, crochet 4 more slip stitches upward. Everyone, follow this method to slip stitch the entire main part. Look, this is what the sample looks like after completion. Then, don't cut the yarn, and continue slip stitching. Rotate the piece. At the side edge position, crochet 4 slip stitches upward. At this point, slightly enlarge the loop. Insert the hook from the back into this hole. And pull the loop to the back. Tighten the loop. Crochet chain stitches while carrying the yarn. In practice, you need to crochet about 5 chain stitches. The size of the sample swatch is different from the actual piece. Therefore, the number of chain stitches for carrying the yarn in the sample swatch is not used as a reference. After completing the chain stitch, continue to enlarge the loop. Insert the hook from the front side of the Kasaya, at the 3rd row of the side edge, into the position of the gold thread. Pull the chain stitch loop to the front. Continue crocheting 4 slip stitches. After completion, insert the hook from the back side of the Kasaya again. And pull the loop to the back to crochet chain stitches while carrying the yarn. Then pull it out from the front side. Follow this method to fill in the blank spaces of this vertical side edge. Make sure that the added slip stitches align with the previous slip stitches in a straight line. Then continue crocheting chain stitches while carrying the yarn. Enlarge the loop. Turn to the front side of the Kasaya. Count 4 stitches towards the right. And insert into the middle position of the 5th stitch. Pull the loop out. Rotate the piece. Then crochet 4 slip stitches upwards. After completing the slip stitches, insert the hook under the second row of gold thread on the wrong side of the Kasaya. Pull out a loop. Continue crocheting chain stitches while carrying the yarn. Then from the third row of gold thread on the front side, pull the loop out. And continue with 4 more slip stitches. Follow the same method used for the previous vertical row to complete this column. After finishing, crochet chain stitches while carrying the yarn. In this part, 6 chain stitches are actually crocheted. You can adjust the number of chain stitches as needed. Just make sure it's neither too loose nor too tight. Rotate the piece. Start crocheting the third vertical row. At this row of gold thread, counting from the left, count 9 stitches. Insert your hook. Pull the loop through. Crochet 4 slip stitches upward. Follow the method demonstrated earlier. Complete this column as well. For each subsequent column of slip stitches, they should be parallel to the previous column with an interval of 9 stitches in the middle. In the final column, fill in the blank space on the side. Look everyone. This is what the swatch looks like after the slip stitches are done. Finally, enlarge the loop. Thread through the darning needle. Weave in the yarn tails to hide them. You can pass the tail back and forth a few times for security. Trim the yarn. Next, take out the white flat bottom imitation pearls. Apply glue evenly around the edges. The pattern for these two longer sides is 1 space stripe between each pearl. The pattern for these two shorter sides is place 1 pearl in the middle of each space. Next, take out the colored flat bottom sequins in the middle of the Kasaya. Place them in groups of 2 like this, and glue them in a Z shaped along the gold thread. Colors are random. After gluing, crochet a buttonhole on any one corner of the Kasaya. Here, I'll demonstrate the crochet method for the buttonhole using a sample swatch. Take out the yarn in the same color as the Kasaya. Use the crochet hook to pull the yarn through. Crochet 5 chain stitches. Then join with a slip stitch back to this stitch. Finally, secure with 1 chain stitch. Cut the yarn. Use a sewing needle to weave in the yarn tails. After completing, on the long side of the buttonhole, sew a button onto the opposite corner. Separate the strands of the lace yarn. Start by tying a knot at one end. Pick up strands from the wrong side. Then pass the crochet hook through the middle of the strands of this knot. Pull tight. Then bring the sewing needle to the right side. Sew the button multiple times like this. Finally, tie a knot on the wrong side to secure it. That's how you sew the button. The explanation for the Kasaya is now complete. Next, I'll demonstrate the method for making a hat. The hat is divided the main part, assembly, and decorations. The main part itself is further divided into 5 parts. Start by making the main part. Once it's done, assemble the different parts together. Finally, create the surface decorations. The new stitch techniques used include TW, 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. CH2 picket. Please watch as I demonstrate. The first part of the main part uses a relatively simple stitch pattern. Everyone follow the chart first and crochet rounds 1 through 21. Pay attention. Round 16 is crocheted using the back loop only. I've already finished this part ahead of time. After completing round 21, secure it with a chain stitch. Cut off the yarn. Next, crochet round 22. For this round, use 2 strands of gold thread to crochet. First, take out the gold thread from the kit. Pull out both ends. Crochet 1 round of single crochets evenly. After completing the last stitch, don't work the slip stitch join yet, just stretch the loop instead. Leave a 10 cm tail and cut the yarn. Thread it through a yarn needle. Pass the needle through the first single crochet stitch. Then insert the needle through the middle of the V shape in the last single crochet stitch. Gently tighten it. Hide the yarn tail inside the fabric piece. Finally, trim off any excess yarn tail. The first part is now complete. Move on to the second part. Take out the corresponding color yarn for the hat's main part. On the 15th round of the first part, crochet single crochets evenly into the remaining half stitches. Start by completing the first 2 rounds. After completing, start the third round. This round consists of crocheting 30 single crochets evenly. Leave the remaining stitches unworked. Then move on to the 4th row. Chain 1 as the turning chain. Turn the workpiece counterclockwise. Skip the first single crochet, begin with the second single crochet, crochet 28 single crochets evenly. In the last single crochet stitch, work a slip stitch to secure. Pull tight. Then stretch the loop and cut the yarn. The 4th row is now completed. After completing, start the 5th row. Turn the hat to the right side. Count to the 8th stitch from right to left in the 4th row. Insert your hook. Pull the yarn through. Then work 14 single crochets evenly. This completes the 5th row. Now move on to the 6th row. Start with 1 chain as your turning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. Skip the first single crochet, begin from the second single crochet, work 12 single crochets evenly. Work a slip stitch in the last stitch to secure. Tighten. Enlarge the loop, cut the yarn. The 6th row is now completed. Finally, work the 7th round. Locate the first single crochet stitch from the second round. Right here. Insert your hook. Pull up a loop. Chain 1 to begin. Then work 1 single crochet in the first single crochet stitch of the 3rd round. Press down the starting tail of the yarn. After completing, in the same stitch from the 4th row, work 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet. Then work half double crochets in the next 5 stitches on the left side. Work another single crochet. Then, in the hole on the left, work 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. Then, in the hole at the top left, make a single crochet increase. After completing, in the stitch from the 6th row, work 1 single crochet, and 1/2 double crochet. Then, in the next 5 stitches on the left side, work 3 half double crochets, 2 double crochets. Followed by 3 chain stitches. Go back to the 3rd chain stitch from the end. Right here, work 1 single crochet. Next, continue in the next 5 stitches on the left side. Work 2 double crochets, 3 half double crochets. Then, in the same stitch on the left, work 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet. After completing, in this hole on the left, make a single crochet increase. Then in the large hole below, work 1 slip stitch. After completing, in the next 6 stitches on the left, work 1 single crochet and 5 half double crochets sequentially. Then in the last single crochet stitch, work 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet. After completing, in this hole on the left, work 1 single crochet. Then work 1 more slip stitch. Pull tight. Finally, following the single crochet stitches on the left side, correspondingly work single crochets to the end, and finish with a slip stitch. Work 1 chain stitch to secure. Cut the yarn. Finally, take the excess tail and hide it inside the fabric piece before trimming. Next, work the 8th round. This round also uses 2 strands of gold thread. Here, crochet a edging of golden edges. Start with a turning chain at any position in the back. Correspondingly work single crochets. Pay attention at the point of the slip stitch of the previous round. Work a slip stitch at the insertion point of the slip stitch. Continue working single crochets for the rest. When you reach the highest place with 3 chain stitches, work 3 single crochets into this hole. Next, follow this method and crochet all the way down to complete the round. No need to join with a slip stitch at the end. Pull a large loop directly. Break the yarn. Use a darning needle in the way demonstrated earlier to secure the yarn tail. That concludes the second part of the hat. Next, I'll teach you how to crochet the third part. The beginning of the third part is relatively simple. I will mainly demonstrate the technique for round 17. First, follow the chart to complete rounds 1 through 16. I've prepared this part in advance. Now, start crocheting round 17. The pattern for round 17 is, repeat the stitches in parentheses 8 times. First, crochet 7 chain stitches. Go back to the third to last stitch. Crochet 5 half double crochets. After completing, skip 1 stitch. Crochet 1 slip stitch into the third single crochet. Make sure to tighten the slip stitch. This completes one group of stitches in the parentheses. Repeat this pattern 8 times. Note, the last slip stitch should join to the first single crochet of the previous row. Finally, make 1 chain stitch to secure. Enlarge the loop. Leave a tail of about 20 centimeters for sewing. This completes the third part. Next, start crocheting the fourth part. Here we start with the foundation chain. Work back and forth. The stitch technique has been demonstrated before. Everyone follow the chart to complete the first 12 rows. I've prepared this in advance. After completing the last stitch, secure it with a chain stitch. Cut off the yarn. Move on to crocheting the edging part. Here you need to wrap the thin wire while crocheting. Start from the first chain stitch of row 1. Right here. Insert the hook under the remaining 2 loops of the chain stitch. Pull the yarn through. Crochet 1 chain stitch. Pick up the thin wire, place it underneath the thread. Press down on the yarn tail. Crochet 4 single crochets. After completing it, gently pull to tighten the yarn tail and cut it off. Then, on the last stitch, which is the corner position, crochet 1 single crochet increase. After completing it, move to the side. Starting from row 2, crochet 8 single crochets into the corresponding stitch of the row below. The next will be TW, which means work 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. One, 2, 3. This completes 1 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. Next, in the hole on the left side, work 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten the slip stitch. Then, in this hole on the left, work 1 half double crochet increase. Following that, in the top single crochet stitch, crochet the stitch pattern inside the brackets, work 1 double crochet. Next comes the CH2 picket. Start by making 2 chain stitches, then insert the hook under these 2 strands of yarn. Work 1 slip stitch. This completes 1 CH2 picket. Continue by working 1 double crochet in the same hole. Rotate the piece. In the hole on the left side, work 1 half double crochet increase. Secure the yarn tail. The position should be symmetrical to the previous half double crochet increase. After completing it, work 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. Cut the secured yarn tail first. Continue by working 1 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. After completing it, finish the remaining 9 single crochets. Once the single crochets are done, directly stretch the loop. Use a sewing needle to secure the yarn tail. Twist both ends of the thin wire slightly. Cut it off. Finally, use one strand of gold yarn. Start from any position at the bottom. Work one slip stitch for each stitch to complete a round. Also work the picket stitches. After completing the last stitch, stretch the loop and fasten off the yarn. Use a sewing needle to pick up the 2 strands of the first chain stitch. Pull through. Then, pass through the middle of the last chain stitch to the wrong side. Tie a double knot with these 2 yarn tails from the beginning and end. Cut off the excess tails. For the next 3 decorative pieces, you can refer to the previous demonstrations and complete them according to the chart. Be mindful not to mix up the colors. I've already prepared them in advance here. With the help of glue, stick these decorative pieces onto the large piece. First, attach decoration 1 on the top. Wait for the glue to dry completely, then apply glue on the backside of decoration 3. Stick it on the bottom. Finally, apply glue on decoration 2. Attach it like this. Don't loosen your fingers just yet. Make sure it's securely glued. Lastly, take a piece of corresponding color yarn. Thread it through a sewing needle. Sew 2 lines like this. Tie off the yarn tails on the wrong side, and secure them with a knot. Like this. The fourth part of the hat is now completed. Everyone follow the same method too. Crochet a total of 5 pieces like this. Lastly, let's crochet the fifth part, which is the front piece of the hat. Here we start with the foundation chain. Work back and forth in rows. First, everyone crochet the first row according to the chart. Next, I'll demonstrate the second row. Start with one chain as the turning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. Skip the first stitch. In the second stitch on the left side, make one double crochet increase. Then work one slip stitch. Continue by skipping one stitch. In the next stitch, in the same stitch, crochet 4 half double crochets. Then skip one stitch and work one slip stitch. The slip stitch needs to be tightened. Then skip 2 stitches and in the next stitch, crochet 6 double crochets. Once the double crochets are completed, for the remaining stitches of this row, everyone should complete them according to the chart. That's how you finish the second row. Next, move on to the third row. Start with one turning chain. Turn the piece counterclockwise. First, crochet according to the chart up to the 3F position. Then work a CH2 picket stitch. Crochet 2 chains first. Insert the hook into these 2 strands and pull through a slip stitch. That completes the CH2 picket stitch. Next, continue following the chart. Complete the remaining stitches. After finishing the last stitch, secure it with one chain stitch. Cut off the yarn. The third row is now completed. Next, take one strand of gold thread. Start with a turning chain at any position. Crochet one round of slip stitches around the edge of the fabric piece. When you reach the picket stitch, crochet one additional chain stitch here. Then go back into this hole and work one slip stitch. Finish by crocheting the remaining slip stitches. After completing the last stitch, use a sewing needle to join the yarn tail in the same way. Tie a simple knot. Cut off the yarn. Then take the 2 remaining threads from before, and hide them inside the fabric piece. That concludes the explanation of the main part of the hat. Next, I'll demonstrate the assembly of the hat. Let's first take a look at the finished product. Start by sewing the top part. Then glue these 5 pieces onto the front side of the hat. Next, take the 5th part piece and glue it to the center of the hat. Now I will demonstrate the specific making method for you. First, add stuffing into the 3rd part fabric. After stuffing, thread the sewing needle. And sew this round onto the 3rd round position of the hat top. After sewing, tie off the yarn. Hide the yarn tail inside the fabric. Cut the yarn. Then use glue to evenly attach these 8 petals to the hat top. Next, attach the front side fabric pieces of the hat. Start with the piece in the very center. Apply glue on half of the bottom side of the piece. Attach it to the exact middle of the front side of the hat. Then attach 2 pieces on each side of this piece. Pay attention to the pieces on both sides. They should be slightly lower than the one in the middle. This way, the assembly part of the hat is almost done. Then proceed to make the decorative part of the hat. First, take out the small metal flowers and fox pearls from the kit. Sew them onto 3 points using gold thread. The needle should come out from underneath first. Leave about 5 centimeters of the yarn tail. Pass through the metal flower. Then pass through the fox pearl. Continue to pass back through the metal flower and the fabric piece. Mind that when passing through the fabric piece, it should be slightly spaced apart from the hole where the needle entered. Finally, tie the 2 yarn tails into a double knot to secure. Then cut off the excess thread. This way, 1 flower decoration is done. For the remaining 2, follow the same method and sew them properly. After decorating, apply glue on the wrong side. Stick it onto the front side of the hat. Be mindful not to cover the gold thread at the bottom edge. The point here needs to align with the middle. Wait for the glue to dry completely. Take out the small green yarn ball. First, apply glue here. Then wrap the yarn like this. You can apply glue while wrapping. After wrapping, cut the yarn. Use a darning needle to hide these two tails inside. Next, take out a piece of white lace thread. I use cotton yarn as a substitute. Separate the strands. Thread large imitation pearls. After threading, wrap one round around the top of the hat. Tie the tail in a double knot. Then thread the tail into the pearl and fasten off. After completing it, use seed beads with the same method. Thread these two rounds here. After threading all of them, take out the flat-bottomed imitation pearls from the kit. Use glue and stick the pearls on these 8 petals. Then at the corresponding positions, stick one circle around here. There are a total of 8 pearls. After sticking them, surround and stick one circle on this ball above. Note that this circle consists of 6 flat-bottomed pearls. Next, take out the metal phoenix patches on the back of the hat. Place the middle one facing upwards, and the 2 phoenixes on the left and right symmetrical downwards. Everyone can use glue to stick them in place. After all decorations are completed, near these 2 sides at the edges of the hat, using red lace yarn, separate the strands and sew on the ribbons. Look everyone, this is what it looks like when finished. Finally, trim the ends of the ribbons to the desired length. That way, the hat section is completely done. Next, we'll make the wand. Take out the thick wire from the kit. Cut out about 33 centimeters in length. First, wrap one end with gold thread for approximately 6 centimeters. Then, use red lace yarn to wrap the rest of the wire. Everyone, look here, I've prepared this in advance. Set it aside for now, and keep it ready. Next, cut a piece of shaping wire about 15 centimeters long. Apply glue on the shaping wire. Wrap it with gold thread. Then, following the shape provided in the chart, use needle nose pliers to form the shape. Trim off any excess part. This is what it looks like when wrapped. You need to wrap a total of 6. The rest, I've already prepared in advance. Now take out the wire that you just wrapped. Place the golden end facing up. Leave 1 centimeter at the top. Take out 2 pieces first. Place them symmetrically in the proper position. Wrap a few rounds with gold thread in the middle. Then tie a double knot to secure it. Next, take the remaining 4 pieces and place them on both sides. Continue wrapping and secure it. Then tie a double knot with this yarn tail to fix it. Next, use the darning needle to weave in the yarn tails. Thread the sewing needle with the gold thread. At the top, pass the thread through like this. Tie a knot to secure it. Weave in the ends. Then take out the small golden rings from the kit. On the first piece at the bottom, put on 2 rings. Skip 1 piece and then put on 2 more rings. Continue skipping 1 piece and thread the 3rd piece. Then open up the opening of the gold rings. Thread 1 ring onto each of these 3 golden rings. Everyone, this is what it looks like after threading. Finally, take the sewing needle and thread it again. Secure it with a circle at the bottom. After weaving in the yarn tails, take 1 strand of gold yarn. Crochet the top ball according to the chart. I've already crocheted this part in advance. Add a small amount of stuffing into the ball. Apply a little glue. Place it on the empty spot at the top of the wand. Then use the sewing needle to close the opening. Hide the yarn tail inside the ball. Cut off the excess thread. That's how you make the wand. Lastly, make the prayer beads. Use lace yarn and separate the strands. Thread 27 beads. Tie a knot to secure it in place. Slip it over the doll's neck. The method is simple. Just complete it. Up to this point, the making method for this doll has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in the next episode.